Welcome to Okul Ötesi podcast, produced by Sezin School under the name of Education and Beyond. I'm Bilge Cansu, a storyteller at Sezin School. In this episode, we'll explore how children learn new languages and more specifically what makes English learning meaningful in the primary school years. We'll also be discussing how teaching experiences vary across different countries and classroom environments and what truly keeps the passion for teaching alive. In this context, our guest speaker today is Jonathan Heilig, head of the primary school English department of Sezin School, who will share with us today about different English teaching approaches and his experiences as an educator. Welcome, Mr. Heilig.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here. I'm so happy to be here for this conversation today. I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you for joining us today. How do you think English should be taught in primary school, and how do kids learn best in your experience?
That's a really good question. I think it really depends on the country, the culture, and the climate of your school. So before I came to Sezin, I had the opportunity to work in China for 1 year. And so I was working in Hong Kong in a public school actually. And the teaching style there was very unique. In China and in Asia in general, it's really a kind of a situation where the teacher talks and the students listen, and there's very little back and forth. And so I got used to that for 1 year, and then I came to Turkey, and none of those techniques worked here at all. So I very quickly had to relearn how to teach here. And it was a difficult process because I had already invested a lot of time in China, and I put my best effort into really focusing and being a good teacher according to their rules, and nothing that I learned worked. So I felt kind of like a failure my first year here in Turkey. And so it was the best way to teach really depends on the culture. And so I had to very quickly learn that Turkish culture is very relationship focused, and the students need to really have an emotional connection to their teacher. They need to have a sense of love and a sense of connection. Otherwise, they don't respond to you. Now, in general, I can say that for the age group that I teach, which is early childhood and the primary school age, the best way to teach is through play, because children learn best from playing games and from interacting in a fun and exciting way. And again, that's a double-edged sword, because you want your lessons to be fun and engaging, but of course you can only maintain a certain level of fun for so long. And then it becomes a struggle between, well, am I here to entertain or am I here to educate? And so I think really the best way to learn for the students to learn is to have a teacher who is able to combine both of those things. Kind of an edutainer. And that's my best experiences here have been when I'm both educating and entertaining at the same time. So that comes back to play. They learn best when they're playing. So you have to have the right kind of perspective. You have to learn how to think like a child. And when you can get to their level and you're seeing the world from their eyes, they just want to play. And really that's how we learn. As parents, that's how you teach your children. You teach through playing. Role-playing and different games. And so that really translates very well into the classroom. So as long as they're playing and they're having fun, they will learn. That's my experience here.
As you've shared with us, the balance of education and play really creates the perfect recipe for children's learning, especially at the primary school level. You also expressed that the culture and approach to relationships of a people in general affect the teaching applications and methodology a lot. So how do you think the student-teacher dynamic changes in your experience across different countries?
So as a student in America, just growing up there my whole life, I can tell you that teachers really want to have a relationship with students and vice versa. But due to legal restrictions and lawsuits and controversy and scandal over the years, we've had to really draw a line between teacher and student relations. And so there's kind of this artificial, invisible wall where, really there is a desire. Students want that relationship with the teacher, and the teachers want to reach the kids, but there's also a fear. There's a fear of going too far, crossing a line. And so things like physical touch is non-existent. There's very little interaction. If two students are having a dispute, there's very little teacher involvement. It's usually a direct call to somebody in authority, maybe a rehberlik. I even forget what rehberlik is in English. What is rehberlik? A counselor.
Counselors.
Yeah. So a counselor would come and intervene. So that's the development in America. We want to have a relationship, but we know that we shouldn't because we don't want to get in trouble. In China and Asia, there is a very clear wall. There is no crossing this wall. I am the teacher, you are the student. That's the way it is. It's expected and it's understood. So again, physical contact, non-existent, very professional, very teacher-student. I'm the boss, you're the student. And